the intros will come on first.
Hello, everybody. Hello. We are here, Spicy Season Sisters. Tonight, we are super excited because this is episode what?
29.
29. 29, y'all. We on month number 7, and this thing has been moving and going, and we are so super excited about it. But before we get all into that, my name is Renette, aka the Next Level Chick.
I'm Latoya Frazier, also known as your CEO partner.
I'm simply Tammy, your spicy coach.
I am Coach Gail Benson, your favorite certified master life coach.
Hey, y'all look so beautiful tonight. I know y'all might be wondering, like, what they got going on, okay? But before we ever start, I want you all to go ahead and tag your friends, invite someone to this episode because it's going to be something that I think a lot of women 40 plus have been going through, and it's going to be a great episode in this series. And guess what? Y'all get y'all pads and pencils and stuff. Y'all going to want to take some notes tonight, okay? For real. So this episode title is called Let Go of the Mess That Is Causing You Stress. And so in this soul-stirring episode, the Spicy Season Sisters, we are going to dig deep into the emotional, the mental, and physical clutter that is weighing us down. And we're not just talking about y'all, we talking about us too. Okay. So with that being said, whether it's toxic relationships, outdated, unexpected expectations, self-sabotaging habits, even the closet full of chaos, that means your physical closet and your life closet as to what is going on. It is time to let it go. For women who are 40 and up, we've already earned the wisdom to know better and the courage to do better. So it's time for us to do better and be better. This episode is going to empower listeners to release the baggage, reclaim the peace, and create a space for joy, much joy, clarity, and true freedom in this bold season and this big age that we are walking in. It is time to let go of the mess that is causing that stress. Buckle up, let's rock. Let's go. All right. Now, so we get ready to have some questions. And like I said, y'all might want to get y'all some paper out because we're going to be doing some things and y'all need to write some stuff down because we want y'all to really be in tune and serious about moving past the mess and the stress that's happening. And I'm going to ask y'all this at this big age, and y'all feel some stress at y'all big ages?
Sure.
Yes, definitely.
Did y'all expect this? Like, I thought life was supposed to be a breeze, to tell you the truth, during this time. I thought it would be much easier. I know it's going
to answer your question. I was just going to say, to answer your question, I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but it's definitely different stresses at this big age than it was, in the previous years when I was younger, when I was raising my children and things of that nature. So it's a different type of stress.
That is absolutely correct. It's a different type of stress. So now, henceforth, y'all see why we look like this. Because sometimes when you stress, you got to put on them pajamas. Guess what? You got to take off that bra and let them hang. Okay. And just try to de-stress yourself. So we're going to be talking about some things so that we can move past this stress that and the mess and get to a spicy, peaceful place. So, what
Yeah.
mess have you been carrying that no longer serves you and who you are becoming? What mess have you been carrying that no longer serves you and who you are becoming?
For me, what other people think. Um, and I've shared before, I'm a recovering people pleaser. So I used to carry that, making sure that I was pleasing everyone, but in the effort of pleasing everyone, I wasn't being pleased myself. I wasn't being happy myself, trying to please everyone else. So that mess at this big age, I have learned to not really give a damn about what others think, and just be me, and be me unapologetically. So that mess of caring about what other people think, and not to say that what other people think isn't important. It's a degree of what other people think,
And
Mm-hmm.
it sometimes it's
right?
not important.
So there's levels, some of those levels, depending on who the people are that we care about their opinions. But at the end of the day, it's my life. I do what I want to do, and hey, I'm not worried about what other people think anymore.
Absolutely. It's
Mm-hmm.
my life, my life, my life. And that what Mary J say? So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
I love that, Latoya.
That was nice.
Living unapologetically, and not caring what other people think. Because so many times people are stuck in that, and at this big age, like why would you be stuck in what other people think? Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Latoya say give a damn. That's not really what I want to say, but I'm gonna be nice to you. I got some other
What
thoughts
would
on
you
that.
what would you say, Renee?
What would you say?
What would Angel say?
Right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, y'all wanna know what Angel was saying?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
He don't give two fucks. That's what. What
Oh, Lord.
y'all really want to know?
That's Angel.
Um, what
That's
what
what
people
he would say.
what people
Yes.
don't make me shit. That part. I know. I know he alive. So, anyways, so what other mess have you been carrying that no longer serves who you are becoming? I know.
Well, I will step in and say worrying about perfection and
Oh,
really realizing that perfection turning into procrastination, which is really underlying fear, because I will be co-signing my own BS to look for things that needed to be perfect instead of moving forward and doing what I needed to do. As we say, going and ride dirty, go ahead and do it dirty and get it
Yes.
done. What is the difference between perfection and procrastination? For me, I think it's one and the same, because I had to realize that I was really backpedaling and covering up fear and reluctancy, saying that I was just trying to tweak it and I was trying to get it just right. But and that wasn't the case. So I let perfection go, because that does not exist. It really doesn't exist, because it's not going to be perfect. I need to be who I need to be, elevated in my proper place in my purpose. And if that's where I am, then that means I'm in alignment for my assignment and I'm
Mm,
functioning in my season.
Oh, I
oh,
love
that's
that.
that's
Yes,
I love
good.
that.
That's good.
and it's very important. And one of the things I always say is, I help people to get in alignment for their God given assignment. And I know y'all might be saying she was just talking about don't give a two. Now she's talking about God, but God loves me anyways. You know what I'm saying? And we don't always do the right things, but yes, being in alignment for your God given assignment. And one of the things that I'm so proud of myself with, and um, people that know me, and even my son, he always used to get so angry because I take over their life, and I let them take over their own life. And he used to be like, "Let me be on my grown man." But you ain't ready. You don't know what you're doing, how to do it, and I'm trying to take it over and run, and make sure they have, what I think they need to have, which I think I do, like know what they need better. Earlier, I don't have that problem anymore because I let them be on their grown men and their grown women, no matter what. So now my role of trying to take over has turned into a role of guidance. I'm more of a guide for them. And I think me understanding and recognizing that has made my life more peaceful and helped me to let go of the mess that that was causing me stress. And one of the things, like Latoya said, raising your kids in your 20s and your 30s, that's different than some of y'all at the big age in your 40s raising your kids. When they're grown, that's a whole different type of stress.
Yes.
It
Mm-hmm.
really is. And so it took a lot for me to let it go. And so I love them. I pray for them and I give them to God. I don't try to take over their life and run things and do the stuff that I used to do. I'm, like I said, more of a guy. I don't even get in their business and try to see what they're doing. If they call me for something or ask me for some type of guidance, I give it to them. I answer them, and then I'm done. It's not my job to continue to raise them. I've done what I'm supposed to do. So me letting go of the things that I used to do has helped me to relieve some of the stress that was causing me a whole bunch of mess.
Wow. That's beautiful. It is. That's really beautiful.
Yeah. Anybody else want to say something on that before we move forward? All right, all right. So, Spices,
Yes,
is your
ma'am.
stress now at this age coming from people, patterns, pressure, or yourself? Be really honest with this. Is your stress coming from more from people, patterns, pressure, or yourself?
Well, I would say it's coming from patterns and myself, patterns that I've learned, and I'm learning now. And someone just spoke about perfection, and I'm a perfectionist, so I've had to kind of scale back a little bit on that, realize that it's not going to be perfect, and that if it's not perfect, it's great, it's okay. So I don't stress about things anymore. When you were speaking about your kids, I just turned my kids loose and had the faith that what I taught them and gave them, they were going to do well with it, and they are. And again, like you said, if they come to us, yeah, I'm there for my kids. Okay. Now the habits that I have, and thank God for my spicy seasoned sisters. I've learned to organize a little better, time keep a little better. 'Cause that's stressful. Instead of running in circles trying to take care of everything, now I take my time and I still get the same things done, but I get it done in an orderly way, so it's less stressful now.
I love that. I love that. And as we're talking, y'all, I want y'all to think about these questions and write the answers for yourself. Because as you start to recognize and realize what you got going on, and you really say, "Oh God, I'm doing," because a lot of times we doing stuff, and like Tammy just said, you run in circles and you running in patterns. So answer that question: is your stress coming from people, patterns, pressure, or yourself? What mess have you been carrying that no longer serves who you are becoming? Answer those questions, because as you start to answer them, and when you face and embrace, that's how you erase those negative patterns. That's how you move past the stress
Right.
and the bad habits. And so I love what you just said. Gail, what's your answer?
I'm very much the same with Tammy. I know that it's me and patterns. I released people a long time ago, and I'm so thankful for that. That was a very heavy weight. So I released people a long time ago, but it is unlearning those ingrained beliefs and patterns, those habits that we've learned over time, whether it is from your child rearing, life experiences, things that we tell ourselves over time. I had to reframe my mind and renew my perspective on how I approach things, or if I respond to things at all. So
Right.
that was my biggest stress, is myself and the old patterns that I have. And I'm still learning how to work through and start new patterns and new healthy habits. And it's
Right.
always going to be a process while we go through life and experience things with a new lens. We have to understand how we're going to approach life how we respond to people or at all. And I
Right.
embrace the decision that I make to not respond at all. Everything doesn't require
A
my
response.
energy,
That's
That
true.
part.
everything doesn't require my response.
That's true.
So my silence is resounding, and that my silence is my answer. So I'm still learning and growing through that, but I'm embracing it as I'm learning along the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you don't have to go to every party that you're invited to. And some of those
Exactly.
Hmm.
things of joining in and being a part of what people got going on, and you always got to respond, and you always got to give your 2 cents, and you always got to be right. Like you at a big spicy age. Why? I was just talking to somebody the other day, and she's working with some people, and she said every time, and they're in our age range, and they're doing a lot of stuff together with some coaching and stuff like that, and she talked about just the behavior and why are you at this big spicy age, you got to still be right. You still got to be seen. You got to be heard. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff. Then you always tired and tore down and broke down and wore down. And look, that's why. So
Yeah.
that's a problem. So I love that we don't have to go to every negative party or bad energy or challenge or whatever people try to bring before us. We don't have to be a part
Hmm.
of it.
That's
Your
true.
silence is golden, and that
That's
speaks
true.
louder than any words ever can. And
That's true.
it took a minute to learn it, but once I learned it, I practiced it
Right.
real good at that. And guess what your silence do? It be pissing people off because they don't know what used to you popping off and going having the last word and cussing them out and all that. Now you just shut up. Oh, mm. Yo,
Hmm.
people go to thinking about that.
Lessons learned.
Yes.
Right.
What about you,
Can't
Toy?
provoke a response. If people can't
Right.
provoke a response, and once you allow people to provoke you emotionally and with your actions, then they have control over you. You are their puppet. So again, like Renette said, I had to learn this over time. I had to cut those puppet strings. Now I will tell you, every now and then I feel a little, and I want to, but I still, I take the time to I think about the outliers, like what is going to happen after I pour acid on them with a verbal annihilation, and what is going to be the tentacles from that that's still attached to me. I don't want that energy attached to me. So again, practicing that silence and my choice to have healthier habits, to not respond to certain things, situations, or people.
Okay.
Yeah. And that silence, I have perfected. Okay. I
I,
have
So
perfected it.
proud of you.
Yes.
I have two, honey. That's just something that's necessary. And at this big age, you save yourself so much trouble, even in talking to people. When we talk too much, we're not really looking to bring on mess and stress. But when you talk too much,
Oh,
you bring
yeah.
on, mess and stress.
Yeah,
Loose lips, they sink ships. They cause all kind of problems.
they do.
Oh, silence speaks louder. If silence is golden, it speaks louder than any words ever could. This right,
Yes.
I know that's
I totally agree with that.
Yes. Me too.
You know, here in the recent past, I've had people talking, saying, doing, spruing, and I've stayed silent. That was their stress,
Hmm.
not mine.
because they
So I'm
showed up.
Right.
going in a total different direction, leaving them back there to say and do. Let my light shine and let the people see me and know that those words, because that's you weren't going to stress me out with that. Your actions had already stressed me out. Your words were not going to continue to. So
Hmm.
um, it's just something that you have to learn to deal with. And um, stress is a silent killer. Okay. And while you raging and going off and doing all this stuff, that's messing up your psyche, your body's balance, all kind of stuff. So why engage in it? You have enough to worry about and worry about what these
Hmm.
people out here are saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And that stress,
Yeah.
I was just reading about a 40-year-old lady. She had been working, 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 and then she was so tired and overwhelmed. And she said, I just got to get some rest. I'm going to take some time to get some rest. She resting eternally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got to watch that. So,
Mm.
Latoya, you
Yeah.
want
So two things. Yeah, two things that I want to share. I want to talk to the stress piece first, and then I'll answer the question. And I think I've shared this with a couple of you before, maybe even on the podcast. The When Tammy mentioned that stress is a silent killer, it absolutely is. And because we navigate at high capacity most of the time, sometimes we don't realize we're stressed because it
For
feels
sure.
normal to us, right?
Yeah.
well,
So
that's
several years ago, I was at a routine annual doctor's appointment. And, as you go in, they do the blood pressure check and all of that. So I'm sitting there, having my blood pressure check, never had issues with my blood pressure. And I'm hearing this noise, this it sounds like a siren going off. So I'm looking around like everybody else, like, what is that noise? So I asked the girl that was doing my blood pressure, I was like, what is that noise? She said, that's your blood pressure. And I'm like, mine? Like I was shocked because I felt fine. I didn't feel like I
Right.
was stressed, but
Right.
I was navigating at a high capacity, right? So they wouldn't even see me that day. My blood pressure was at stroke level.
Oh
They sent
wow.
me immediately across the street to the
I
hospital. They
remember
said, we
that
can't
day.
even treat
I
you.
remember that.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They sent me across the street to the emergency room. They would even
Wow.
see me that day because my blood pressure was at stroke level, but I felt fine. To myself, I felt fine. But now, as I sit back and I look at that time in my life, yeah, I was absolutely stressed. But
Right.
we're so used to operating at a high capacity that it feels normal to us. And I
Yeah.
felt normal. And had I not gotten treatment, it could have been, I could be, well, I would be here to tell a story, right?
Right.
Because I could have, like Tammy said, it's a silent, stress is a silent killer. And a lot of us are operating at high capacity where we don't realize that we need to slow down sometimes. So,
Mhm.
so
That's
that was one
good.
thing that I want to share. And
I
then to
love
answer you, yeah, and to answer your
Wow.
question about um uh how in terms of the stressors, whether it's people, myself, or what was the other one?
patterns
Pattern.
and
Pressure.
Patterns.
Yeah.
So if I'm being honest and transparent, I would have to say for me at the moment it's all three. Before, probably would have said patterns and myself. I was sharing with Tammy, I was like, well, sometimes I feel like I could be doing more, but I have to also
Mhm.
realize that I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't have the same
Right.
energy that I used to have. So
Right.
when I'm
Mhm.
thinking I could be doing more, is based on the younger me, right?
Yeah.
The me that had more energy, the me that had more time, that me. I'm a different me now. So I have to operate at the current capacity that I'm able to operate at.
Mhm.
Patterns, that always plays a role. And then typically I would say the people part is very low percentage, but there's a situation that I'm dealing with right now that just gets under my skin. And had a situation today, and I was sharing it with Tammy. She was like, "Yeah, it got you. That one got you today." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, but I'm not going to respond." So I didn't respond to the situation at that time. I did respond later, but I let myself cool off, calm down, and I just sent a general response and called it a day. It didn't the point that I gave it time and I didn't respond. I didn't have a reaction at the time. I gave myself time to settle down,
Yeah.
calm my
Yeah.
spirit, my soul,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. And then, had an opportunity to talk with Tammy about it, and it gave me a little bit more peace because at first I probably would have been like, "Ah,"
Yeah.
and I didn't do that. I didn't do that. So I did let it, simmer down a little bit, and I just had a general response, and I'm good. So right now, like I said, I think that's a small percentage, but it is part of the stress in my life,
Well,
for the lack of a
people
better.
people can stress. People will stress you out. We were in Wawa this morning, and the lady at the register, she stressed me the hell out. I mean, she was so
And I
hyper, and
loved it. I loved it. I loved
she
it.
liked it, and I was like,
She was like,
Uh-uh.
"Oh, hell no."
I got to get out of here. But it was actually good, but it was too much for me. Oh, and it did stress me out.
Mhm.
Latoya just enjoyed it, and I was like, "Oh,
So we gotta give them the synopsis of kind of what was going on. So as we were walking in the
oh
door,
yeah,
she's on the microphone and she's just like, "Oh, good morning," and like she was so
oh,
jittery, and Tammy still half asleep, and she looking at me like, "What the hell is going?" And I was like, "I love it, I love it," but I mean, it could be too much, you know. But
I
yeah,
love
Mhm.
it. I
Mhm.
don't think it's too much. And when you wake up and you excited, you woke up. People didn't wake up. I'd rather be happy and loud, and that's how my family feels about me because I'm loud as hell in the morning. I'm
and
waking
she
up.
was even we were leaving out the door. Tammy didn't even hear. We were leaving out the door, and she was like, "Bye, bye, Miss Tammy," because Tammy's name is on her truck. So when we came in and we were checking out, she was like, "Oh, you're." She was like, "Hey, are you Tammy?" You know, she was just so excited.
excited."
And then we were leaving. Tammy wasn't even paying attention. She was just ready to get out of there. And I heard her over the intercom. I was like, "Tammy, she's talking to you. She's saying bye." And she
Bye.
with all this energy, and Tammy was over it. I tell you, she was over.
That's how I used to do when I was teaching. I'd be like, "Good morning, how are y'all
Oh
That's
doing?"
no.
exactly.
You don't need all
Mark
that.
me tardy, baby.
You doing too much. I said the problem is y'all not doing enough. Don't
Ah,
nobody about to shut my energy down if you don't like it. That's
hey,
it.
listen,
So,
we'll go to a different Wawa next time.
well, she might not be there. But one of the things that I like Latoya said is three for me, not the people. I'm not worried about people. I've relieved myself. I might be stressed for a minute sometime when people flip script and they change something out or whatever. But I just start talking to myself and talking to God and say, God, help me with this right here, because I know me when I get stressed out with stuff, I'm quick to go off. So I just people know that doesn't really bother me, but I do put a lot of pressure on myself and
Mhm.
habits I could do better with. And I just need to get to the space and place of stop putting all that pressure, dealing with pressure, and then myself, I stress myself out because I be
Yeah.
doing everything and my mouth be moving too fast. Oh yeah, I do it. Oh yeah, girl, shut up.
No.
That part. I'm working on that. No, I've been.
Remember, no
No.
is a complete
Oh,
sentence.
I know,
Sentence.
You
but
don't need no explanation or nothing.
I just think I can do everything, but I'm getting past it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we know.
we all do.
We all do.
So let me go to the next question. What does a peaceful life look and feel like for you right now?
Oh my goodness. It's the most wonderful, it's the best thing. I am at the point where I make my own schedule. I chill. I I just basically do what I want. And the naysayers and all the other, I'm not around them, so I do what the heck I want to. And I'm at peace with me, first of all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I come home, my home is like I want it. It's peaceful here. It's a Christian, quiet home. When I'm in my truck, I'm listening to my Christian music. I'm doing what I need to do when I'm at work. I'm in my office. I mean, I just do what I want to do, and everything about it is peaceful. And I'm not going to allow anybody to derail that because I turn my back.
You sound like a good, wholesome Christian. Yes, ma'am. That is good.
That piece is priceless.
Yeah.
That
It
piece is
is.
priceless.
Not a
When
little
you,
trap
Once you
music though.
huh?
What you say,
once
Renette?
you have
Not a little trap music,
A
right?
little trap. Yeah, she get a little trap music every now and then, especially if I'm in the truck. I'll be
Oh,
corrupting her
uh,
sometimes.
well, I think we
videos.
that, but we won't talk about that.
No, I've worked on this. Hey, I've gotten rid of all the chaos and the dysfunction and the everybody around me now. I just can't deal with the chaos and the dysfunction anymore.
Mhm.
I have to head in the opposite direction. And me,
Yeah.
I already love to go to the beach. I go to the beach. That's my peaceful place. I'll go there on a whim, but I'm not going to be around any chaos. or chaotic stuff.
Mhm.
I'll leave you standing there by yourself, allowing you to do what you do.
It's just big.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So, what is perfect peace? What does it look like for you, Gail?
Um, I don't know if I want to say perfect peace, but just having peace has so many different layers for me in my reality today. Peace is being in a space where I'm comfortable, minus negative energy, where I'm able to spend time with myself and commune, with my thoughts, commune with the direction that I get, from God when I'm listening for his voice and direction. Peace is like Tammy said, when you walk in your house and that energy is exactly, the way it needs to be. It's nothing like just walking in your house and it's just a bunch of negative energy, a bunch of
Woo,
negativity, and you're
woo.
tense in your own home. And I am so thankful to be sitting here in my home and be at peace, and nobody said being at peace doesn't mean that your life is perfect, but
Right.
you are definitely well within your soul about where you are and it's where you see yourself going. So is life perfect? No. Can
No.
life be perfect? What is a perfect life? I
Right.
am just at peace knowing that I am so well with myself. I'm so pleased with myself, and I'm happy to see the things that I am about to accomplish and that we are
Yes.
accomplishing as Spicy Season
Yes.
Sisters. And
Yeah.
that is peace, and it's priceless. And once you experience peace, you won't do life any other way. It's like once you taste something that's
Baby,
specific, that certain
say
way,
that.
you want it
Yes.
just like that. You have
Yeah.
got to have it. And I
Yes.
wish that for everybody that is on this podcast, that's listening to the replay, that is joining us live, how do you find your peace? What is it that you're reaching for that you're quite not quite grabbing it? Do you have a community to help you see things differently and help you get the tools to help you find your peace? What is the peace that you all are looking for? Because that's what the Spicy Squad is about. We are here to be transparent with one another. We allow you to come in a safe place, even if you're not used to being vulnerable. We're here to help you, give you the tools that you can use so that you too can rest. Be in your peace, baby. I promise you, it is the most beautiful thing you'll experience. Get you some peace. Get you a little
Yes.
piece of some
Write that
peace.
down. Write it down right now. What does a peaceful like life look and feel like for you right now? So, because you need to know what it is, you need to write it down so that when you see things that don't align with what brings you peace, then you can move that out of your space. What I do know is that if you're on here and us as Spicy Season Sisters, we are marked for greatness. We are marked for greatness. And you can't go to your space and place of greatness dealing with stress and mess. So if you have a piece of paper and you are writing notes right now, write down in a space big enough so you can see it. I am marked for greatness. And then circle that real big. And as you start to feel yourself getting off kilter and people taking or stealing your joy, are you doing that to yourself, stressing yourself the hell out?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You need to say to yourself, thank you, God, I am marked for greatness because
Right.
you are marked for greatness. And many times we don't recognize and realize that we are doing things to take away our own greatness. So you
Right.
are marked for greatness and make sure you know it, you remember it, you write it, you say it, you believe it,
Right.
all
Right.
of those things. And so I could go on with that because I love talking about greatness, but that's not what it's part of what we're talking about. But we're trying to get rid of the stress and the mess that you have going on and that I have going on and that everybody has going on. We got to really be intentional about it. Latoya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, at this stage in my life, for those of you that don't know, I am a digital nomad, empty nester, traveling full time. So peace, and I have three adult children, and having peace knowing that they're okay while I'm also able to live my life and travel the country, the world, and know that they're good. I don't think I would have peace being able to be away from them for long periods of time if they weren't good. But like Tammy said earlier, how she raised her kids and she sent them off in hopes that what she instilled in them, they would continue that. I have peace about that. We talk every day and things of that nature. I make sure I put my eyes on them, but this is my time. I'm living my life, but I have peace about being able to
Yes.
navigate the way that I do because I know my kids are good.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and having peace about the flexibility of my schedule. A lot of people, you know,
Yeah.
that I've talked to say that they wish that they could travel the way that I do. I talk to friends and family all the time. They always ask me, well, "Where you at today?" Even my mama, she's like, where you at, baby?"
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I have the flexibility to move around the way that I want to move around.
Right.
Hmm.
And there has to be certain things in your life that are put in place in order for you to do that. And you have to have
Yeah.
peace about this. So I have peace
Peace
about
about it.
every aspect of my life to be able to continue to navigate, knowing that I'm good, the people in my life are good, and I can still create memories and experiences.
That's
I love
beautiful.
it. I love it. I love it. I kind of
Love
have a
that.
different perspective. I have several things going on in my life that I would say are not peaceful. They're not good things at all. But I'm still, ooh, look at that. But I'm still in perfect peace because I wake up in the morning with gratitude. And I'm thanking God for this day and the miracles, signs, and wonders, and the greatness and the goodness that He has bestowed upon me, the way that He's moving me forward. And even though I'm in this process, I know the process is making me better. I know the pressure, it will never be able to pump me and steal the promises that God has told me that I'm supposed to have. So even though things may not be all perfect around, it's the perfect peace because I understand where I'm going and I understand what God is doing. And so I'm able to stay in alignment for that God given assignment that we just talked about. So
Right.
I can look at something and be like, okay. And this lady was so mean to me today when I was trying to present something at a school I'm presenting, and she was just nasty. And I was like, hmm. And I walked away nicely. Now, under my breath, I wasn't really saying what I should have been saying. But I
Right.
had peace about the situation because the old me, baby, she would have been teary eyed.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm in that perfect peace that I can
Right.
move past situations and circumstances, and I don't let that situation determine mine because I can walk in that perfect peace. And I understand with God, I can do all things and everything. So I'm really, really just excited about it. What makes me even more excited and more at peace when I can keep my peace and not allow anybody to destroy it.
There you go.
I love that. That I love that for me.
I love that for you too.
Absolutely.
Yes. So let's talk about right now. What is one thing that you can release this week to lighten your emotional or physical load? What is one thing? And people in the audience, y'all write it down. Think about what's one thing that you can release to lighten your load
Pay them dang bills.
and physically. Huh?
Pay those darn bills.
So
Yeah.
that's when you lighten your load. Okay, paying your
Light,
bills.
light my load.
And that
I
should be
think
enlightening because first of all, the fact that you paying the bills and you able to pay the bills, some people just be like, oh Lord, and I mean not that you want to, oh Lord, wait, my battery about to die. My battery about to die. Man, let's plug it up. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna get this done real quick, fast, in a hurry.
I think
But
for
yeah,
me
I
is
agree.
that
I wasn't,
Go ahead,
I
Gail.
wasn't
Go
hey
ahead,
supposed
Gail.
Jessica. Hey Jessica. I'm so glad you joined. I think for me to light that I use to lighten my load is I remind myself that instead of worrying about everything that is yet to come, that I know that God has already prepared me, given me provision, to have everything I need for whatever it is I need to do. So
Yes,
I give my best effort to live in today because I all too often I find myself living in the future because in my, in my profession, I'm always forecasting and having to look ahead, but I have to make sure that for me, I'm living in today. I have got to let go of always I'm a visionary, absolutely, 1000% to my core. But I need to live in today with the grace that God has given me to conquer everything that I need to do today. I can't think that I'm a forecast and find myself in tomorrow with knowledge that I have today because I'm going to need new information for my tomorrow. I can't worry about tomorrow. I need to live in today and stop living in the future. I need to live in today with the strength and the power that God gave me to conquer today.
I
that's
love
so true. I
I
love
love
that.
it. That is
You,
beautiful. Because too many people are worried about the past, what had happened, and they're stuck in that. And if you're not stuck in that, you worried chasing this future that you trying to get to. But I mean, it's today. What you doing today? So if you stand today, that's a great thing. I mean, I'm not saying don't plan because people might be saying, "Well, we supposed to plan, we supposed to do this," but you're supposed to live too. And so I love that, Gail, that you said that. That was
that
beautiful.
was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes. Anybody
Yeah.
else want to comment on that before we move forward?
What was the question?
The question is, what is one thing that you can release this week to lighten your emotional or physical load? And y'all can put in the comments. Go ahead, because we want to hear from you. And also write it down. What is that thing? What can you do?
You said pay those bills, Tammy.
Well, you know what? I don't know if this is the same thing or not, but I told you about something yesterday that happened that God had shown me a specific number, and I assumed that number meant one thing. But then God came back and revealed to me that, and I thought it was the number was something that was going to happen in my future. And it was something that already happened to me. And I don't know if I'm not trying to get off topic, but to me, this relates to what Gail said, worrying about the future and what's going to transpire. But the piece that I got when God first gave it to me was like, wow, okay, wow. But then when he came back and it was what it was, I was a little stressed about the situation. Okay. So I don't know. I don't even know how to tie this in the way I want to, but it just came to mind when Gail was speaking about the future and not worrying about it and just going with day to day um, um, issues and stresses.
But that makes sense though,
Yeah.
because you recognized and you saw it, and so even though it kind of threw you for a minute, you moved past it and you had a chance to kind of think about it. So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally, totally. How has your relationship with, as we wind down, if y'all could just kind of give real quick, how has
Right.
your relationship with stress changed in your 40s and beyond? How has the relationship changed? Latoya, I think you kind of talked about it from the beginning when you talked about being in your 20s and 30s, and then now here we are. So that was a part of that. But what else do you all want to add to it?
What? Say the question again, Renette.
Yeah. Say that again.
So what how has your relationship changed with stress in your 40s and beyond?
Well, life is
For
different.
me, I
Life
think.
has happened. Things are different. My life is different now. How I'm living is different. Who I'm living with, what I'm doing is totally different from back then. So I'm not going to what and how, but it is. And now that I'm in control of my own destiny, it's less stressful. I'm in control of it, and I have taken total control of it. So, in my 50s, hell, the first beginning of my 50s was hell. Now I'm at the end, my late 50s, and I'm at peace. So it's just what has transpired in life and how it's transpired and how I've decided to take it as an adult and maturely deal with it and become that better person and alleviate all the rest of the dumb stuff.
Okay,
Mhm.
absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So
Absolutely.
the relationship with stress, how has it changed in your 40s and beyond?
For me, I think
For
I deal with stress differently in my late 40s than I did in my 20s and 30s. But like Tammy said, things are different now. I'm in a different place in my life. So I've lived enough and learned enough to be able to handle the stress more appropriately. Um, so yeah, it's totally different
Different.
now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think it's different
Mhm.
stressors too that makes the difference too.
absolutely.
The stresses, like you said, we had earlier, is totally, totally different. And because you're older, you're wiser, and you're at this big age, you have more wisdom. So with more wisdom,
Yes,
you hope that you gain more sense and not
Yeah.
absolutely.
handling stress the same way you used to do, and not
Right.
the person who you are around the most or the person you closest to, they not having to wear your stress because
Right.
you went off on them or whatever the case may be. So you should
Right.
be at a different space and place at this big spicy age to do something different. But
That's
some
true.
people are and some people aren't. So we just have to be cognizant of it. Now I'm not saying here once in a while you might have to I take it back, you know. But then you
Yeah.
recognize, because I've gone
Right.
back time and I was like, girl, oh Lord, I'd be so mad. But then I really think about stuff and how I behave when I'm stressed, and I make sure that I keep my mouth closed. My mama always, she still said, take it to the throne and not to the phone, because baby, I'll be there. I got to call this person, that person, this, that, whatever, whatever. I don't even get on the phone. I don't even get to the phone or whatever. I just need to get to the throne. I need to take it to God, and He
Mhm.
gives me guidance and shows me how to deal with stuff. After I listen, and it's just so amazing to me how quickly I can hear from God.
Yeah.
I really sit down and be still. I'm not talking, God. I'm listening. That's just what I say. I'm listening.
Mhm.
When I listen, God sure tell me what I need to hear, and it makes a difference and cuts
That's
down
why.
on the
That's
stress.
good. That's good.
And
Yep.
Renette, I wanted to speak to that to say, as we get seasoned and we learn and we keep living, and we used to hear that keep on living.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
we have to be very aware of the things that we allow to stress us out. We have to be very aware of those individuals that we allow to dump their stresses on us, and those issues don't even belong to us, but we allow ourselves to be their
Right.
hub, and we've made them very comfortable with coming and complaining and dumping on us.
Right.
And then we allow even our own personal stress factors to live in
In conjunction with.
be in that space together, and it's all
Uh-uh.
gelling up together, and we're
Yeah.
letting it, as folks say, co-mingle, which is really not a word, but
Yeah.
we're going to use that. We let it co-mingle, we have it existing together, and it's
Right.
cohabitating together, and we can't even separate our crap from their crap
Fair crap.
because we have allowed them to
Right.
consistently dump on us as we deal with our own stress factors. And I have found myself in the place to practice certain techniques and tools for myself to be aware of what am I allowing to stress
Yes.
me out. There's some
Yes.
things in life that is out of our control, but the
Right.
things that I can control, that is what I'm turning the volume all the way off on it. I'm controlling what I can allow, what I control. I won't allow it to stress me out, and I won't let you stress me out either. And I'm going to teach you how to treat me, because over time I've allowed you to dump, and that's what all you know. So now I got to train you that you can
Yeah.
no longer dump on me.
No.
And I
Oh
have
my
to
God.
stick to that
Beautiful.
boundary until you learn the lesson that I'm no longer allowing you to do that. So we got to protect our space. We got to protect our environments, because for a
Yes.
long time we've allowed people to dump on us while we're dealing with our daily life stresses and trying to manage our own stuff. Don't
Wow.
take on other
Absolutely.
people's stuff because your own baggage is heavy enough.
Yes,
Woo.
write that question down. What have I allowed? What am I allowing? Make sure you write it down. We want to do a time check. It is 9:21. And so we have, let me see, I'm in my 20s. I would crash out about anything now. Oh, okay. And now in my 40s, they don't want they don't want to smoke. And I don't want to go to
No,
jail.
that's what I'm talking about, Jessica. But Jessica, just in case you do, girl, I got bail money. I got bail money for you, Jessica.
We
You
have
gotta
that
send
one
me
for
a
the
message,
country
Jess,
squad.
so we can get you out, girl.
Yeah, for the country
Jessica.
squad. We'll get y'all out.
No,
Okay?
that's good. She said choices have changed. Yeah, that's good.
When at this big age, they should be changed. You have
Fantastic.
around people who haven't changed their choices, you might make a choice to get away from them. Okay? Change change that relationship. Yes, set boundaries and teach people how to treat me. Amen. So now
Amen. Yeah, I
let's talk
am. Mm.
about the cruise. Y'all, people have been asking us about the cruise, so we just want to kind of go over, talk about what it is and when it is. It is in October. That is the Gail Benson, the coach Gail Benson. That's her birth month, so we'll be celebrating her while we are on this cruise. It is October 17th to 20th. It's going to be super, super exciting. And we have special nights. Of course, every day in October is a Gail celebration day. And if you have a birthday in October, we want to celebrate you too. So come on. If you are a breast cancer survivor or a victim of domestic violence, um, this is the month, domestic violence
Yes.
awareness and breast cancer awareness
Yes.
in October. So we want to definitely invite those people. And
Right.
so the cruise is going to Nassau, Bahamas, and Coco Cay, and that's great. But this is the big thing. You going with the spicy season sisters, and so the first
Yeah.
night we have white night. Y'all know we always got to show up and show out, okay? And then that second night we have the pink and purple ball. Like I said, we are recognizing breast cancer and domestic violence awareness. So we are
Yes.
definitely going to be celebrating those ladies, and we want you all to come and be a part of it. You have been through something, and we definitely want to make sure that
Yes.
we hear the stories and we just love on you and all of that. So yay, yay, yay! And then
Yes.
day three is the fedora party. Y'all know that as spicy season sisters, we wear our fedoras, which is very, very near and dear to us. So we want to make sure that you all are a part of this cruise. We are super excited about it, and we want you all to be a part of it. um, again, October 17th through 20th. Please contact us and let us know if you want any questions you have. Make sure you contact us, and we are ready to answer those questions. Okay.
Yes.
I think it's two people that need roommates. So if you need a roommate, let us know that too, and we can help out with that. So yay, yay, yay! We're super excited about that. Anything I left off about the cruise?
I don't think so.
I think you did great.
Pay your deposit and confirm your spot.
That's true.
Because it'll be October before we know it.
Coming fast.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing is on August 24th, we are doing the Fedora and Fire Party, which is going to be amazing. We're going to wear our fedoras. We're going to talk about all things that are just walking in your fire, setting your soul on fire. At this big spicy age, a lot of things like I think it was Latoya that mentioned it, and everybody agreed when we were talking about what we expected. We didn't know what to expect. And so at this big spicy age, we want to stand in our spicy season, and we want to make sure that we are setting our own souls on fire. We don't have to wait for anybody to do it. So if you really want to come and get down with the get down and live the spice of life, then you want to make sure you show up to the Fedora and Fire Party. It is in Orlando, Florida. You can travel if you need to. We'll give you some hotel information. We'll do that as well. But come on out. We're gonna have
Right.
food, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna have some fedoras, and we'll talk about all of that, as that comes up. So I'm super excited about it. And then this is our big thing. Oh, I gotta get the link, right? Ew. So next week, y'all heard this. Next week we're gonna do part two of this the same topic because it's so heavy and we only got to some of the questions. And so we definitely are going back to it. And so after our podcast on next week, guess what we have coming back? The first one was fire. And this one is going to be even more fire. We asked y'all to write y'all stuff down, be able to answer the things that's causing you stress. What do you need to do? What are you allowing? We're going to talk about that. Guess what we're going to talk about it at? The glow up.
To grow up.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we'll be putting a link. Now I know they said it does not work in YouTube. So we need to put it in our group. So I'm gonna send a link so we can put it in the group because we definitely, if y'all will go to our Facebook page, um, we can put it there. And then also, you just need to register, and then we go from there. Once you register, you'll be good to go. The glow up is where you come on. If y'all didn't know, where you come
There you
on this week after we get off from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and we have a conversation about the conversation and how we move forward and really glow up and really show up in our spicy season. So if you want to be a part of the glow up, go ahead and get yourself registered. I just put the link. Oh, I think I put it in the pause.
I got it.
Oh, you
go. I
did?
got it.
I'm
We
posting
got.
it
I
in the
got it.
Facebook on the Facebook feed now.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. 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 And if you all would go ahead, if you can, and tag some ladies so that they can be a part of the podcast and also show up to the glow up. And those
Yeah.
people that are watching, because we hear this almost every day, I promise.
Every day.
Oh, I saw you. Oh my God. I was watching the podcast. It was amazing. It was this, it was that. Come on, jump in and then sign up for the glow up so you can really get to talk to us and we can talk about some things and answer some questions. We want to really, really make that difference and we want you to make a difference by showing up because when you show
Right.
up, you glow up, you glow up, all of that. So that glow up was going to be real fun. We had a great time. Yes,
Right.
we want to see you. All right. I think that
Good.
covers everything. There is the Zoom link for you to register for the glow up party, and we'll be talking about that all week. Make sure you show up to you sign up and show up for the glow up party. Invite friends. We invite y'all to have a watch party. We want to see y'all, and y'all could come on, bring all your people to the watch party. We see y'all gathering up, and let's do this thing, okay? Show up, spicy. Show up, spicy. Y'all ready to show up, spicy? Don't let
I'm
nobody
good.
So,
you ain't too old, baby. Number ain't nothing but an age and a mindset. You old
And
ain't
that I know.
okay. Cause ain't nothing old about me, baby. Cause I'm still old child.
Hey.
Let me be nice. Ain't nothing old about me. That's
No.
all I'm saying. I don't know about
oh
y'all.
God.
No, I know
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
As long as you got breath in your body, you still have purpose, you still have life. So it's time to be spicy. Don't let nobody tell you what to do, how to do it. You run your own life. It's the spice of life.
And is.
Grab the glow up
Yep.
link in the
All
comments.
day.
All right. And then figure out what you need to do this week to be spicy. All right. Y'all see us?
That's already done.
So let go of the mess that is causing you the stress and live life spicy. And next,
Yes.
we will be talking about this topic as well. We still got some more stuff to talk about. And
Right.
make sure that I hope you have written those questions down and you go ahead and answer them. Okay?
Yeah.
Get ready to
Yes.
go. We came here not to be long, but to be strong and give y'all some information about what we got going on. So I think
Yeah.
we have accomplished our purpose. Woo, 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 woo. Y'all
And
can
it's
do
that
some
time.
comments on our page. We would appreciate it. We want y'all to go ahead and like the spicy page on Facebook. Like The YouTube page. What other pages? Oh, Instagram.
Like and subscribe. Instagram. And be
What's
Yeah.
looking
up?
out for us on TikTok. We
TikTok.
coming.
Yes.
Tiki
Yes.
Taki. Taki Tiki. All right, y'all. Every day and every way, keep this thing spicy. Every day. We
Good
gonna keep
night.
it spicy. Deuces.
Deuces. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.